Hai. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Karibuni tena kwa channel yetu ya Mind Mastery Tutor. Kama kawaida naitwa Mr. Abdulkadir Sharif na kama kawaida msisahau kusubscribe. So leo tutafanya paper yaitwa sijui Kigumo Cluster sijui nini kwenye, I think utaiona pale katika video. What do you call it? Caption. Is it caption? Thumbnail. Kigumo Cluster. Sasa wewe kama unatoka huko Kigumo, sijui hata hiyo Kigumo iko wapi. But ahlan wa sahlan. This is their paper 1. Maswali yake we rahisi lakini sikushtue. Haya. So without much ado, sema without much ado ama. Haya. Question 1 section 1. So evaluate kama kawaida, maswali haya huwa utazipata sana katika paper 1 last year KCSE 2024 ilikuja decimal. Hii paper inkupa fractions. Na hiyo ni fraction huwa ni rahisi kuisolve. So to solve fractions you always do with BODMAS. So tumia BODMAS. Sasa hapa kuna bracket. So kuna off iko kwa numerator, kuna iko kwa denominator. So let's start with the numerator part. So this alhamdulillah. So a half plus a quarter divided by a half of a third, and a half of a third ni sawa tu na kusema half times a third, but we multiply. So therefore half of a third is just basically, what is it? 1 times 1, 1. 2 times 3 is 6. So 1/6. Na hapa chini pia the same thing, wapiga hiyo ya off sawa. So a half of 4/5 ambao tu ni kusema half times, lakini eka tu bracket. Si multiplication ya nini, hii ni kama ni off. So -3/4 plus a half. So a half times 4/5 by 2, 1 by 2, 2. Therefore at the end of the day hii answer yake ni 2/5. Umeona, tushamaliza na off. Sasa kufanya mengine rahisi. So hii ni 2/5. Tuendelee na hapa. Sawa. So baada ushamaliza off, waenda kwa division. Na tayari ushajua division yako iko wapi. So a half plus a quarter divide by 1/6. Na hapa chini ni 2/5 minus 3/4 plus a half. So let's finish up with the numerator first. So hii hapa ni division. So therefore itakuwa a half plus, ikiwa division ubadilisha kwa multiplication, lakini ukibadilisha kwa multiplication, if you change it to multiplication, you reciprocate the fraction which becomes 6/1. Sawa? So at the end of the day itakuwa ni a half plus a quarter times 6, which is by 2 by 2, 3. So a half plus 3/2, a half plus 3/2 ni 4/2, na 4/2 ni ngapi? Ni 2. Sawa. So 4/2 si ni 2, andika 2 hapa. So just add the numerators 1 plus 3, since the denominators are the same, utaandika tu 4/2. Haya, hapa chini sasa ukiangalia ni addition, kuna subtraction, kuna addition. Ikija mambo kama haya ukipata, ukitaka waweza anza na addition, ukitaka waweza anza na subtraction, whichever. Sawa. It won't affect your answer. So let's start with subtraction. Okay, kwa sababu nikianza na addition takoroga somewhere. Okay. So 2/5 minus 3/4 plus a half. So hii hapa we're dealing with this. So let's make the denominators to be the same by multiplying hapa for 5 na hapa wa multiply 4. So ki multiply 4 hapa pia wa multiply 4, hapa pia wa multiply 5. So hapa chini itakuwa nini? Itakuwa andika 8/20 minus 15/20 sawa plus a half. So 8/20 minus 15/20 ni ngapi? At the end of the day itakupa 8 minus 15 ambao ni minus 7 over 20. Sawa. So minus 7 over 20 plus a half, right? So minus 7 over 20 plus a half. 8 over 20 minus 15 over 20 answer. I was just confirming kama ni right ama wrong. Mara zingine waweza kupata ni wrong hapa. Haya, so minus 7 over 20 plus 1 over 2. So the same thing utafanya kwa 1 over 2. 1 over 2 taibadilisha hiyo denominator, taifanya iwe nini? 20, sorry. 1 over 2 hii. 1 over 2 nitaifanya denominator, hiyo 2 nitaifanya iwe na same denominator as negative 7 over 20. So therefore multiply by 10. Multiply here by 10. So itakuwa ni ngapi? Itakuwa ni 10 over 20. So badala ya kuandika 1 over 2 utaandika nini? 10 over 20. Na wajua minus 7 over 20 ni ngapi? So utachukua 2 minus 7 plus 10. Kwa vile denominator ziko sawa, utachukua 2 10 minus 7 au minus 7 over 10, which is 3 over 20. Sawa. So 2 divided by 3 over 20. 2 divided by 3 over 20 is sawa na kusema 2 times 20 over 3, reciprocate. So itakuwa 40 over 3. Sawa. 40 over 3. Nadhani hapa tumeelewana. So sije hapa tukapata majibu makali. But let me confirm. Kiandika to the last, ikiwa ni mixed fraction. So 3 yaenda kwa 40 mara ngapi? Yaenda kwa 40 mara 11 nadhani kama sijakosea. 1 and then mara 13, so 13. So it becomes how much does it become? 40 divided by 3, 10, 13. So 13 1 over 3. Yeah. So which is basically your answer, to be fair. So tuendelee na question 2. Umeambiwa question 2, the difference between the 8th term and the 4th term of an arithmetic progression is 24. The first term exceeds the common difference by 2. Also, find the sum of the first 10 terms of the series. So arithmetic progression wapata vipi? Sio? Wapata kutumia nth term. So, and our nth term in this question is given by this formula, a plus n minus 1 times d. So for example, here in this question, you've been told to find the difference between the 8th term and the 4th term, right? But now, listen up. Umeambiwa the first term exceeds the common difference by 2. So obviously d is given by your common difference. But now, you've been told that your a exceeds the common difference by 2. So it means here that your a is just the same as saying like 2 plus d. So, yani ukichukua d ukiongeza 2 itakupa a. So basically, you'll write there a to be 2 plus d. So let's search for the 8th term. And how do you get the 8th term? So you say that a plus 8 minus 1, pale ambapo kuna n tutaweka 8 times d. Okay, but now you say that your a is just the same as d plus 2 or 2 plus d. 8 minus 1 is just 7, and 7 times d is 7d. So if you collect the like terms, a term is written as 2 plus d plus 7d is 8d. So that's the 8th term. And now let's go to the 4th term. And the 4th term is given by a, the same thing, 4 minus 1 times d, which is basically a is 2 plus d, and 4 minus 1 is 3 times d. So as a result, you collect the like term, so your 4th term is also written as 2 plus 4d. Sawa. Nadhani paka hapa tuko freshi barida. Ona. swali ya hesabu si magumu. Sasa kuna swali umeambiwa the difference between the 8 term, so the difference between this 2 plus 8d and the 4th term which is given by 2 plus 4d is equivalent to 24. Lakini kumbuka hapa nimeweka bracket kusudi kuonesha the whole thing ambao ni 2 plus 4d is your 4th term. Sawa? So usije ukafanya usije ukasahau kuweka hiyo bracket na alafu hizo signs zikabadilika all of a sudden. So if you open up the bracket 2 plus 8d, ile ukifungua bracket ya hiyo 2 plus 4d itakuwa minus 2 na ile plus 4 itakuwa ni minus 4d kwa sababu ya negative ambayo iko nje ya bracket. So minus 1 times 2 si ni minus 2 na minus 1 times 4d ni minus 4d equal to 24. So collect the like term, and here you just see it's obvious 2 minus 2 is just 0. But 8d minus 4d is given by 4d equal to 24. If you divide by 4 to find out what is your d is equal to 6. So, but now the question asks us to find the sum of the first 10 terms of the series. And the sum is given by n over 2 into bracket 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Right? True. Here. But now since you know our d, we should also know what is our a. And our a was given by d plus 2. So, tulisema a yetu si ni d plus 2. So d yetu tayari tushajua ni 6. So you replace d with 6. If you add to 2, your a is 8. So as a result, what is our a? Our a is very simple, and our a is just 8. Okay. So if you come here, you just substitute it. So sum of 10 terms is given by n over 2, which is 10 divided by 2, into bracket 2 times 8 plus n minus 1, which is same 10 minus 1 times our common difference, which is 6. So 10 divided by 2 ni 5. 2 times 8 ni 16 plus 5, 10, not 5, but instead 10 minus 1 si ni 9. Sorry for that. So 10 minus 1, 9. 9 times 6. So basically 9 times 6 wajua ni ngapi? Ni 54. Haina haja tuandike 9 times 6 sasa. So hapa itaandikwa 54. And if you take 54 add to 16, so you'll get 5 times 16 plus 54, which is basically around 70. So therefore your sum of 10 terms is 5 times 70, which is 350. So sum of 10 terms, let me just write it here. So our sum of 10 terms, okay, sum of 10 terms is equal to 350. So I hope mpaka hapa tumeelewa. Right. Haya, tuendelee na swali letu lingine. Okay. Question 3, find the value of x if our 27 over 8 power x plus 7 is equal to 4 over 9 power negative 3x. Now, in indices, there are many rules, but the first rule that we see here is the negative index rule. The negative index rule yasema nini? If your index is like this, so a over b power negative m, so the negative power will become positive, but on a condition that the fraction would reciprocate itself. So it means that ile a itaenda chini na b itaenda juu, and the power becomes positive. So therefore, in this first question, what we see, there's a negative power on 4 over 9. See? But what happens? You change this to be positive, and the 4 will go down, and the 9 will go up. So itaandikwa 9 over 4 instead. So, okay. Hapa tumeelewa. The next step that we should do is to ensure that they have same basis. Right. Na ukiona hapa kuna za 2 na kuna za 3. Hapo kwa 27 waweza kupata base 3 na hapo kwa 8 na 4 waweza kupata base 2. and the same goes to 9, utaweza kupata base 3. So 3 power ngapi ndio itakupa 27? Obviously ni 3 power 3. Na 8 2 power ngapi? Ni 2 power 3. Lakini kumbuka bado iko na power. And the same thing with 9 ni 3 power ngapi? Itakupa 9 ni 3 power 2 na 4 ni 2 power 2. Sawa? Haya, the second rule ya index ni if let's say you have same powers, okay, but different bases, okay, what do? You usually just make them to have the same power. Sawa? Kwa vile zote ziko na power moja, why not? You just make them all have the same power. Sawa? So basically kuna power 3, okay, so hiyo itakuwa ni 3 over 2 power 3, lakini kumbuka nje kuna power ingine. Sawa? Isije ukakoroga. And the same thing hapa itakuwa 3 over 2, lakini kumbuka nje pia kuna power ingine. Sawa? So and that gives us the third rule, which says that if you have two powers outside ambao ni hizi, so uko na m na uko na n, so what do you do with those powers? You multiply those powers, so itakuwa ni m times n. So the same thing with this question. So what do you do hapa? So basically I'll take 3 times x plus 7. So hapa itakuwa ni utaandika 3 over 2 power 3 times x ni 3x na 3 times 7 ni 21. Na usifanye kosa hili, watu wengi, wanafunzi wengi wafanya hii kosa, watachukua 3 uta multiply kwa 7 na waache hiyo 7. Sawa? So 3 times x and 3 times 7. And the same thing goes with the other one, which is basically 2 times 3x, which gives you 6x. Sawa? So umeona hapa bases ziko sawa, zote ziko na 3 over 2, 3 over 2. So you just equate the powers. So 3x plus 21 equal to 6x. So 3x peleka the other side, itakuwa negative 3x. So 21 equal to 6x minus 3x, which is 3x. Divide by 3, divide by 3. X yetu ni ngapi? 7. And that is our answer. 3 marks za bure. Let's go to question 4. Question 4, 3 sirens wail at intervals of 30 minutes, 50 minutes, and 30 minutes. Full stop. If they wail together at 7:18 a.m. on Monday, comma, what time and day will they wail together? So andika hapa 30, hapa 50 na 30 ingine, and let's search for our LCM. Swali yenyewe mwajua nyote, hii ni LCM. Sawa? So tutafuta LCM. So divide by 2 itakupa 15, 25, 15, divide by 3, hapa itakupa 5, hapa itakupa 25, hapa itakupa 5, divide by 5 sasa 1, hapa itakupa 5 1, tena divide by 5 itakupa 1, the same case. So ukitafuta 2 times 3 times 5 squared ama times 5 times 5, answer yako hapa itakupa 6 times 5. 2 times 3 ni 6, 6 times 5 ni 30, 30 times 5 ni 150. Bananas, mangoes ni 150 minutes. Let's change it into hours. So you divide by 60. See? So 150 divided by 60, 60 end up with 150 mara mbili. Yeah, so it's basically 2 hours. So 60 times 2 ni 120. So kutoka 150 utabakiwa na 30 minutes. So ni 2 hours 30 minutes. So basically after that you take 7:18 a.m. add it to 2 hours 30 minutes, and at the end of the day itakupa 9:48 nini, bananas mangoes 9:48 a.m. on Monday same, kwa sababu hujafika hata Tuesday. Sawa, hizo ni 3 marks za bure. Twende question 5. Umeulizwa given that sin theta is equal to 3/5 and theta is an acute angle, comma, calculate the value of tan theta. So basically this question is about trigonometry, especially in trigonometry ya form 2. Si ile ambao wafikirie sijui sin rule, hakuna cosine rule wala sin rule hapa. Ni wewe ndio ufikirie vile utakavyotumia hiyo sokatoa. So you draw this triangle basically. Okay, this is a right angle triangle. And trigonometry 1, it looks at right angle triangles most of the cases. So let's assume this to be theta. You can also assume the upper region to be theta, is up to you. But usually if you assume this to be theta, the upper angle will become 90 minus theta. But for this question, we won't be using it, so it's not a must for us to write that down. So hapa lazima ujue 3 things. So ka toa, sio? Sasa so ka toa, so ni sin theta is equal to opposite of hypotenuse, cosine theta is equal to adjacent of hypotenuse, and tan theta equal to opposite of adjacent. But for the question, we've been told to that sin theta is equal to 3/5. So kama sin theta wewe mwenyewe wajua ni 3/5 na sin ni opposite of hypotenuse. Basically your 3 is your opposite and your hypotenuse is 5. So opposite ya theta ni hii hapa, which is 3 hapa na hypotenuse iko hapa. So sijikoroge. So na hii hapa ukitafuta Pythagoras theorem, basically you'll find that this is 4 kwa sababu ya 3 4 5 rule. Ama ufanye hivi kama wewe ni mzembe, so utafanya 5 squared minus 3 squared and then square root it. So itakupa 25 minus 9, and if you square root this, hii itakupa 16. So at the end of the day bado ni 4. Sawa? So tayari tunajua hapa ni 4 3 4 5. Okay. Swali lasema tan theta plus cos theta. Hiyo. Tan is given by opposite of adjacent. Opposite ya theta iko wapi? Ni hii hapa. Adjacent ya theta ni hii hapa. So basically tan theta is just 3/4. Cos theta, okay? Cos theta is given by k. Sawa? Na k tunasema ni adjacent of hypotenuse. So adjacent ya theta ni 4, hypotenuse yake ni 5. So basically it's just 4/5. So add these two. LCM ya 4 na 5 basically is just 20. So 20 divided by 4 ni 5, 5 times 3 ni 15. 20 divided by 5 ni 4, 4 times 4 ni 16. So 15 plus 16 is given by 31/20. You either leave your answer like this, or you can write your answer like this, which is basically 11/20. Siona? Zote ni right. So sijichanganye. Twende swali lingine, question 6. Yeah. Question 6, a circle center O. Ikiwa bado hujafika mambo na area approximation, itakufaidisha hii swali. A circle center O has the equation x² plus y² equal to 4. The area of the circle in the first quadrant is divided into 5 equal strips, each of width 0.4 centimeters. Okay? 0.4 centimeters. So use the question A, use the equation of the circle to complete the table below for values of y correct to 2 decimal places. So x yako ni 0, 0.4, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6 and 2.0. Values za y ni 2.00. So wanafunzi mwaita 2.00. Sijui ni season 2, sijui nini. 2.00 hizi zingine mbili ni dash, 1.60 and the other one is 0. So lazima hizi answers zako ziwe correct to 2 decimal places. Sawa? So let's find out for y's. So for the values of y's. Equation yako ni x² plus y² equal to 4. Basically you can make y to be the subject of the formula. So, or let's just substitute it the way you see. So tutachukua 0.4, which is our value of x, 0.4 squared plus y squared is equivalent to 4. So our y squared is basically 4 minus 0.4 squared. Sawa, kwa sababu hii si ni positive, ukipeleka huku itakuwa negative. Sawa, so y squared is equal to 4 minus 0.16. 0.4 square si ni 0.16. 4 minus 0.16 is basically how much? I'm using my calculator, so bear with me. So 4 minus 0.16 ni 3.84. So y squared equal to 3.84, and if you find out the square root of this, our y is equivalent to, how much is it? Square root here, 3.84 ni 1.96. Sawa, correct to 2 decimal place, usisahau. So hii itaitoa. Okay, and we do the same thing with the others. So hapa ni 1.96. So tafanya kwa 0.8. So 0.8 itakuwa hapa, itakuwa ni 0.8 squared. Sawa, ukipeleka the other side itakuwa ni 0.8 squared minus 0.8 squared. So remember, hii squared affect ile negative, so you just squaring 0.8 only. So 0.8 if you square it ni 0.64, and if you subtract 0.64 from 4, how much do you get? So 4 minus 0.64 get 3.36. So 3.36, and the square root of 3.36 ni how much? Where square root of 3.36 imenipa 1.83. So la pili ni 1.83. So hapa ni 1.83, 2 decimal places. Twende kwa tumalize na 1.6 sasa. So badilisha tu hii hapa iwe 1.6, and hapa obviously itakuwa ni 1.6. So if you square 1.6, 1.6 squared itakuwa 2.56. Na ukisubtract hizo mbili, 4 minus hiyo 2.56, 1.44, na square root ya hiyo obviously itakuwa 1.2. Sio square root ya 1.44 ni 1.2. Square root yake, square root 1.44 ni 1.2. Nimeguess vizuri. Lakini ukiandika 1.2 utakosa, kwa sababu umeambiwa 2 decimal place, so just write 1.20. So we've depleted this question 1. Ni 1 mark basically. You just have to substitute it on, kama uko na calculator yako ni rahisi sana. So ita replace tu zile values zako. So question B. Question B umeulizwa use the trapezoidal rule to estimate the area of the circle. The area of the circle for trapezoidal rule is very easy, which is given by a half times your height, so times y naught. Y naught ni ile y ya mwisho plus your y last plus 2 times the other y's, ambazo it doesn't include the first y and the last y, so it includes the middle y's, so plus y2 plus y3 and the others. So okay, a half times our height. How do you get the height? You usually you use the x values, which is this 0, the first 0 and the last one. See, so utachukua 2.0 minus 0 divide by the number of strips, and the question says is divided into 5 vertical strips. So 2 divided by 5, and 2 minus 0 sini 2 to divide by 5 gives you 0.4. So height yako ni 0.4, ama ukitaka waweza chukua tu 0.4 minus 0. Sawa, basically itakupa the same thing. So times y yako ya mwanzo ni 2 na y yako ya mwisho ni 0. So take 2, okay, add to 0. Ukiandika 2.00 bado tu ni 2 plus 2 times the other y's, which is 1.96 plus 1.83 plus 1.6 plus 1.2. So I have times 0.4 is just 0.2. So we write 0.2 times 2 plus 0 ni 2. Haya, plus 2 times hizi zote nikizi add itanipa ngapi? 1.96 plus 1.83 plus 1.6 1 plus 1.2 6.59. Sawa, umeona vile ni rahisi. And if I take 6.59 multiply to 2 itanipa ngapi? 2 times 6.59 itanipa 13.18. Hiyo 13.18 sasa add kwa 2, so itakuwa 0.2 times 15.18. sawa. So 15.18 times 0.2 na 3 ni 3.036 3.036 square units. Sawa mpaka hapo. Sasa question 7 says Mr. Maina's piece of land is in the form of a triangle whose dimensions are 1,200 meters, 1,800 meters, and 1,500 meters respectively. Okay, sorry. So nikichora hapa hiyo hivi. Find the largest angle between two sides of this land. So let's assume this one to be maybe this one 1,500 meters. Find the largest angle between two sides of this land. Give your answer to the nearest degree. Also, let's assume this to be 1,200 and this one 1,800 meters. Again, sasa sitaki kupata ma meters kwa sababu yeah, hizi zeros. Okay, so let's change it into kilometers. So we divide each one by 1,000. So it gives us this for the first, it gives us 1.5 kilometers. The other one also gives us 1.8, okay, kilometers. And the other one gives us 1.2 kilometers. Okay. So now you've been asked to find the largest angle. And the largest angle is usually the opposite of the largest side. Iko opposite ya largest side na largest side hapa ni 1.8, so iko opposite ya hapa. Sawa? So kwa hii swali hatuwezi tumia sine rule, therefore we are using cosine rule. Na cosine rule formula yake ni rahisi. Kwa nini tunatumia cosine rule? Kwa sababu you've been given all sides but you don't have one angle. So kuna side zote SSS but you don't have the angle. So cosine rule is given by this formula: a squared equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. So let's assume this one to be our a, therefore hii ndo capital A. So hii ndo b na hii ndo c. So a squared yetu ni 1.8 squared equal to b squared. B squared yetu waweza chukua any, ukitaka hiyo, ukitaka ile, ni wewe tu. So for now let's choose any. So let me choose 1.5. 1.5 squared plus 1.2 squared minus 2 times 1.5 times 1.2 times cos A. Sawa? 1.8 squared. Okay, square hiyo itakuwa ngapi? Itanipa 3.24 equal to 1.5 squared. 1.5 squared, okay, square hiyo itanipa how much? 2.25 plus 1.2 squared. Hii add 2 zote. 1.5 squared plus 2 plus 1.2 squared, okay, which gives me 3.69. Hizi mbili zote nikisquare alafu nikiadd itanipa 3.69. Hapa hapa nadhani tuko sawa. So hii ni 3.69, but usifanye kosa, don't commit this mistake where you're adding those two squares and then you're subtracting to this negative 2 times 1.5 times 1.2. Hiyo iweke kando. So minus 2 times 1.5 times 1.2 ni ngapi? Minus 2 times 1.5 times 1.2 it gives us negative 3.6. Hiyo iko kando, haiko pamoja na 3.69. So usije ukafanya sijui 3.69 minus 3.6. Do not subtract because they are like terms. Hii iko na cos A, ndio maana sija subtract. So after that, let's migrate the 3.69 tupeleke the other side, therefore itakuwa minus 3.69 minus 3.69. Obviously answer yako hapa itakuwa negative. Ukiona vizuri sana itakuwa negative 0.36. So 0.36 equal to negative 3.6 cos A. So you divide by negative 3.6 by negative 3.6. So therefore, cos A is equivalent to what? Tunachukua hiyo negative negative 0.36 negative 0.36 divided by negative 3.6 ambao itanipa 0.1. Sawa? Positive 0.1. So kama nataka kutafuta cos inverse ya 0.1 ni rahisi sana. So cos inverse ya 0.1 itanipa ngapi? Itanipa around 84.26. So A yetu hapa, wacha niandike hapa, itanipa 84.26 degrees, lakini swali imekuuliza nini? To the nearest degree, therefore ni 84 degrees kamili. So let me just write here. So our theta is equal to 84 degrees. It's rahisi, not that hard. Question 8 says a cylinder of radius 14 cm contains water. A metal solid cone of base radius 7 cm and height 18 cm is submerged into the water. Full stop. Find the change in height of the water level in cylinder. Sawa, lazima ujue volume ya cylinder, volume ya hiyo solid cone. Right. Let's find first, wacha tutafute volume ya hiyo cone. Volume cone. So, the volume of a cone is given by a third by r squared height. So therefore, utachukua a third times 22/7 times r squared 7 squared. So 7 times 7 okay. So let's say times 7 squared times height yetu which is 18. Na answer hapa itanipa ngapi? Wacha niangalie. So a third times 22/7 times 7 squared times 18 na itanipa 924. So volume of a cone is given by 924. Now, volume ya hiyo cylinder. So usually volume of a cylinder is given by what? By r squared height, right? By r squared height. Basically, you'll take by r squared height, which is 22/7 times r squared ambao ni 14 squared, sawa, times height hatujui, lakini hiyo height ukijaza yafaa equate kwa ile volume ya cone which is 924. I hope tumeelewana mpaka hapo. So si ngumu hivyo. Haya, so itakuwa ni ngapi? 22/7 times 14 squared which is just times 14 times 14 times height equal to 924. Buka 924 what? Bananas, mangoes, cubic centimeter. So by 7 by 7 2. So 22 times 2 ni 44 times 14 ni 616. H equal to 924. So divide by 616. Divide by 616. Height yako tayari hata nishapata. So 924 divide by hiyo 616 itanipa height ya 1.5. 3 marks tayari ushapata ya bure. Haya, karibu niandike meters ambayo ni answer ya 5 centimeter. Ewa nataka kukaita kulabika. So centimeter. Twende kwa question 9. Very easy question. Simplify the following expression. Sawa? So hapo tuko na 2x minus 4 na 12 minus 3x minus 1 over 3x plus 6. Sawa? Tuko pamoja. So let's mwanzo wacha tu nigawanya na mapema. Haya. So 12 minus 3x squared naweza, okay, let's say 2 waweza ukafactorize ya numerator, factor yake si ni 2, so utaandika x minus 2 over, nafanya hiyo mwanzo, then hiyo ingine itafuatilia, over factor ya hii pia ni 3 kama sijakosea, so utaandika 3 into bracket 4 minus x squared. Sawa? So nyingine itakuwa minus 1 over 3x plus 6. Ukiona vizuri 4 minus x squared is usually there is the difference between two squares, ambayo ni a squared minus b squared, in which itakupa a plus b na a minus b. Wajiuliza hii 4 ni huoni a squared, sio? Hii 4 yenyewe ni 2 squared, so isije kuchanganya, so usually is 2 squared. So basically I'm also factorizing the one which is below. So at the end of the day pia utapata kitu kama hivi 3 into bracket x no itakuwa 2 minus x na 2 plus x. Sija ukaandika x minus 2, they are different things. Sawa? Minus 1 over 3x plus 6. Sawa? Sasa ukiona hapa hii ni x minus 2, chini hakuna x minus 2. So what do you do? Sasa we change the sign. Wacha tubadilishe sign ya 2. So if you change the sign for 2 ambayo iko juu kiweka negative, zile ambazo ziko ndani zitabadilika sign zote. So itakuwa ni hivi sasa. Bali ya kuandika x minus 2 itakuwa ni 2 minus x. Kwa sababu kumbuka x ilikuwa ni positive. Sasa hii imekuwa negative kwa sababu ya ile sign ya negative ambayo iko kwa 2, na ile 2 ambayo ilikuwa negative sasa imekuwa positive. Sasa waweza kufactor, yani kusimplify hii na hii atoka. Sawa? So at the end of the day utabakia na minus 2 all over 3 into bracket 2 plus x minus 1 to bracket 3x plus 6, which basically pia waweza factorize 3x plus 6 kwa vile factor yake au factor hapa ni 3, utaweka 3 into bracket x plus 2. Sawa? Ona 2 plus x is just the same pia. Ushaona mambo yote 2 plus x is just the same as x plus 2. So don't get confused because then 2 plus x ni tofauti na x plus 2. Sawa? Haya. So in short uko na kitu kama hii minus 2 over 3, sawa, or 3 into bracket x plus 2, na nyingine ni minus 1 over into bracket 3 x plus 2. Kumbe zote ni 3 into bracket x plus 2. Okay, so since zote ziko na common denominators, ika tu hivi, so basically itakuwa common denominator, sio? So basically ni kama tu kusema minus 2 minus 1, which is just minus 3 all over 3 into bracket x plus 2. Waweza simplify, divide by 3 1, divide by 3 negative 1. So answer yako hapa basically it just becomes negative 1 over x plus 2, or you can write it like this also, hujakatazwa, because it gives you the same answer. So yani minus ipo nyuma hiyo fraction. So I think we're done till there. So that is correct. Let's go to the other question. Question 10. Umeambiwa a man on top of a tower 300 meters sees two cars P and Q on a straight level road. The angle of depression of P was 48 degrees and that of Q was 28 degrees. Calculate the distance between the two cars. So very easy question. So mwanzo chora, kama hujui kuchora takufunza. So chora hii, this is your top of tower, so the man is on top of that tower, so which is 300 meters. So and now he sees two cars P and Q. Let's assume your P is here, your Q is here, whichever possible way. So let's assume P, P is here, because the nearer the tower, the larger the angle. And let's assume this is Q. Okay, so your angle of depression from that tower is equal to 48 degrees. So basically this is 48. If this is 48, the angle of elevation should also be 48 degrees. So, and now the angle of elevation from the top of the tower to Q also is 28 degrees. So basically also here is 28. So 28 yako hapa. So usije ukajichanganya. This is 90 degrees. So now you've been asked to find the distance between the two cars, which is from here to here. Okay. So let's find out first the distance of the whole thing. So let's find the distance from here to here. And like you see hapa kuna right angle triangle. Sio? Na kuna angle. So utaona angle ya kwanza ikiwa ni hivi, in which hapa kuna 48 degrees. Is it 48 degrees? Yeah, no. In which hapa kuna 28 degrees. Sawa? Na hapa kuna ngapi? Yeah, ni 300 meters. So what do we use? Kwa vile hapa tuko na opposite, kwa sababu ni soka toa, sio? Soka toa. Hapo kuna opposite, hatuna adjacent. So we are searching from here to here. So which is basically our x, therefore we use toa. So because you have our opposite but you don't have our adjacent. So ni tan 28 equal to 300 over x. Okay. So basically just flip flop, pale ambapo kuna x utaweka pale kwa tan 28 na pale ambapo kuna tan 28 utaweka x. So x equal to 300 divided by tan 28. In rahisi. So basically what would be our x? Our x is equal to what? 300 divided by tan 28 ni 564.2. So hapa ni 564.21 ama 22 meters. So ni kutoka from hapa foot of the tower to Q. Tuchore ingine pia, hiyo nyingine ndogo. So hapa tumeambiwa ni 48 degrees na hapa as obvious ni 300 meters. What we need to find is from here to here. So from here to here, let's say it to be y. So basically using the same thing, a tan bado tan 48 is equivalent to 300 divided by y. So for you to get y, you just flip flop. Pale ambapo kuna y utaweka tan 48, pale ambapo kuna tan 48 utaweka y. Si tuko sawa? So y equal to tan 300 divided by tan 48, which is y equal to ngapi? 300 divided by tan 48, 270.12. Sawa? 270.12. Sawa? So the difference between this and this is what the distance between the two cars of P and Q. So basically what we're doing is you take 564.22 minus 270.12. Okay, there's not enough space here. So let me just use this space which is here. And I hope you can see it. And let me use another pen so that you can see it more. Okay, more accurately. So 564.22 minus 270.12, which is just equivalent to, subtract hizi mbili itakupa 564.22 minus 270.12, 294.10. So 294.10 meters. Haya, tuendelee. Question 11. Question 11 inasema nini? The line joins point A 3, K and negative 2, 5 is parallel. The line which joins the point A 3, K and B negative 2, 5 is parallel to the line whose equation is 5y plus 2x minus 7 equal to 0. Find the value of K. Sawa. So ukiona hii ndio equation yetu 5y plus 2x minus 7 equal to 0. Iweke in the form of y equal to mx plus c, ndio tujue gradient yetu ni gani. So 5y is 2x na negative 7, peleka the other side. So 2x itakuwa ni minus 2x, negative 7 itakuwa ni plus 7. Then divide by 5, divide by 5, divide by 5. So y is equivalent to negative 2 over 5x plus 7 over 5. So basically our gradient ndio hiyo negative 2 over 5. Na katika parallel line tumeambiwa m1 equal to m2. So this is something that you should know. So, as a student. Acha tuchore. So bado lakini hatujapata answer. Umeambia the line which joins the point A, yani short of tupate your K. So since the other line gradient yake pia ni negative 2 over 5. And how do you find your gradient? Is usually change in y over change in x. So if you assume, let's say y1 minus y2, this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. So y1 should basically be k minus y2, which is 5. So k minus 5 and 3 minus minus 2, which is at the end of the day basically negative becomes positive. So anyway, so basically this one becomes positive 2. And then tuko pamoja, then cross multiply. So 5 multiply kwa hapa na hii negative 2 multiply kwa chini. So 5 times k minus 5 equal to minus 2 times 3 plus 2. Na 3 plus 2 obviously nafanya nini, ni 5 tu. So negative 2 times 5 negative 10, na 5 times k 5k, na 5 times negative 5 negative 15. Negative 15 peleka the other side, therefore it becomes positive 15. So hapa itakupa 5. Negative 10 plus 15 ni 5, na 5k equal to 5. Divide by 5, divide by 5, k yako ni ngapi? Ni 1. 3 marks. Tuendelee na swali question 12. So question 12 yasema nini? Solve for x and y in the simultaneous equation. Swali rahisi majamani. Hii swali basi mtu ambaye atakakosa hii sijui atakuwa hafikirii vizuri. Sawa, tunajua wanafunzi wengi huwa kuwakosa. Solve for x and y in the simultaneous equation which is 3 power 2x times 3 power y equal to 27 na 2 power x minus y times 2 power x equal to 32. So wacha tuanze na hiyo 3 power 2x. Make sure all of them have the same bases. So hiyo 27 utaifanya base 3. So 3 power ngapi itatupa 27? Ni 3 power. So if all of them have the same bases, you just equate the powers. Na ikiwa kuna multiplication, what do you do with the powers? You add the powers. So ni 2x plus y equal to 3. Kumbuka a power m times a power n is equal to a power m plus n. Powers wazi-add huwa. Hiyo ni equation 1. Tuende kwa nyingine. Tuende kwa nyingine. 2 power x minus y times 2 power x equal to 32. Na 32 ni 2 power ngapi? Ukiangalia, acha tuandike hapa kando. So ndo usije ukasema ni ngumu kupata hizo base 2. So 32 divided by 2 ni 16, 16 divided by 2 ni 8, 8 divided by 2 ni 4, 4 divided by 2 ni 2, na 2 divided by 2 ni 1. So 2 ziko mara ngapi? Ni 2 power 5. So 32 ni 2 power 5. So what do you do? The same thing. You add the powers. X minus y plus x is equivalent to 5. Collect the like terms. X plus x into x minus y is equivalent to 5. Hii ni question 2. Sawa mpaka hapo? Ewe, haitaki kufutika. Sawa, tuendelee. Tukiendelea na swali 2x plus y equal to 3. So 2x plus y equal to 3 na 2x minus y equal to 5. So hii ndo equation 1, hii ndo equation 2. Sasa to subtract kweli? No. Ukiangalia nataka waweza subtract ama waweza kuadd. Let's subtract. Tukisubtract hii 2x itatoka, same signs, subtract. So 2x minus 2x is 0. Y minus y itatupa y plus y which is 2y, na 3 minus 5 negative 2. So divide by 2. Divide by 2, y ni negative 1. Sawa, bado x sasa. So take any of the equation. Let me take your 2x plus y equal to 3. So 2x pale ambapo kuna y utasubstitute na negative 1. Negative 1 equal to 3. So basically ni plus 1 plus 1. Okay. Itakuwa 2x is equal to 4, and then divide by 2, divide by 2. X yetu ngapi? Ni 2. Si rahisi. So ushapata x na y. Question 13. Question 13 says the diagram below represents a right pyramid on a square base of side 3 cm. Full stop. The slant edge of the pyramid is 4 cm. Question A, draw a label nets of the pyramid. Usually kwa hii swali sidhani kama nitawachorea using scale, but you should scale it. Sawa, wafaa ufanye scaling. So lakini nitawachorea tu net. Don't have the ruler with me. So hii ruler ambayo natumia si ruler accurately, so just bear with me. So huwa chora hivi, so tap, so make sure you measure them. Ni scale drawing key. So sija ukaona ati mimi nachora hivi ndo ukachora hivi kuna mtihani, so which is very wrong. So I'm just showing you, I'm guiding you on how to draw the real thing. So it should be something like this. So when you labeled it, okay, when you label it, so you should label it like this. So hapa let's assume this to be D, this to be C. Okay, so this one is V, this one is B, and this one is A. Basically is so that the apex will be V at the end of the day. So you label it carefully. 3 cm hizo obviously ni 3 cm pia kwa sababu umeambiwa square base. So that's just a net. So on the nets drawn, measure the height of a triangular face from the top of the pyramid. Answer yako hapa ukichora vizuri, your answer should either be for your 3.7 cm plus or minus 0.1. So inaweza kuwa 3.8, 3.6 up. So let's go to question 14. 14 says, given the column vectors A equal to 1, negative 2, B equal to negative 3, 9, and C equal to 3, negative 3, and that B equal to A plus a third B minus C, express B as a column vector, and hence calculate its magnitude to 3 significant figure. So B yetu is equal to A, which is 1 minus 2, plus a third B. So a third B ni a third times negative 3, 9 minus C. So which is this? Okay. So first open up the third b, so itakuwa ni 1 minus 2 plus a third times negative 3 ni negative 1, na a third times times 9, it should give us 3 minus 3 minus 3. So 1 minus 1, 1 plus minus 1 ni ngapi? Si ni 0, na 0 minus 3 ni minus 3. Kumbuka 1 plus minus 1 ni 0, minus 3 ni negative 3. Negative 2 plus 3 ni 1. 1 minus minus 3. Kumbuka kuna minus. So 1 minus minus 3 ni 1 plus 3, which is basically 4. So your P is this one. So after getting that, what you need to do after that is quite easy. So kutafuta magnitude, sio? So na magnitude yetu usually wachukua ile ya x, which is here y square, na hii y square. So basically I'm squaring the negative 3 square and then adding to the 4 square. After that you find the square root of it. So hapa ni 9 na hapa ni 16. So hapa itakuwa 25. The square root ya 25 itakuwa 5. 5 what? Bananas, mangoes, 5 units. So magnitude ni kama distance, so you're just measuring the distance itself. Question 15 na bado maswali mawili tu. In the figure below, PQR is the diameter of the circle, center O. Angle QR equal to angle QPR equal to 20 and angle QRT equal to 80 degrees. Determine the size of reflex angle BOS. Where is our BOS? BOS, yani this angle. So let's calculate everything. So wacha nifanye hii, wacha tuchore hii kitu. Hiyo inachora vizuri. So wacha nichore hii and also this one. So ni muhimu sana, ndio maana nazi so basically I did this because of a certain reason. Nadhani mtaelewa reason yangu pia. So this is 20, right? Tumefunzwa katika angle properties, angle subtended by the same chord to the circumference, angle subtended by the same chord to the circumference are equal. So ukiona hapa, if you assume this QR as your chord, okay, and there are angles, hii na angle hii are subtended to the circumference, right? So kama hapa ni 20, hapa pia hapa iwe ni 20 degrees. Sawa? Na angles in a straight line add up to 180. So 180 minus 80 ni 100, ndio itakuwa 180 degrees. So basically ikiwa hii ni 100 plus 20 and this is a triangle itself, ukiona, so you just take 100 plus 20, which is basically 120, and then check 180 minus 120. Why am I subtracting it? It's because angles in a triangle add up to 180. So basically this is 60 degrees. So 60 degrees, wacha niandike hapa, hii ni 60 degrees. So obviously sahii ndio wajua 60 degrees yako, sio? Bado nini wajiuliza? So what else is there? We need to find out. Angle subtended by the same chord to the circumference. Again, so ukiona chord yako ni hii hapa, PS is our chord. So if this angle is 60, then also this angle should be 60 degrees. And there's another rule which says that angle subtended to the center, which is this, which is to the center O, is twice the angle subtended to the circumference, which is this Q, by the same chord. Sawa, na kodi yako ni hiyo bado PS. So nadhani tumeelewana. So hapa ni 60. Angle at O is twice, so therefore this one is 120 degrees. Sawa, lakini swali hujaulizwa utafute angle POS, but reflex angle yake, which is 360 minus 120. So basically is how much? Is 240. Sio? So that's your angle. 3 marks. Watokea na majasho. Hii pepa ukifanya utakuwa genius wewe mwenyewe. In the figure below, AB is parallel to PQ. PB and AQ meet at X, given that PQ equal to 15, AB equal to 2.5, AQ equal to 10.5 centimeter, find AX. So now we need to draw it in a way that those two triangles can be similar. So you have, this is AXB. So this is our AXB. Na kuna triangle nyingine kubwa, ndio hiyo hapo ambayo iko inverted. So hiyo ambayo iko inverted ndio hiyo triangle kubwa ambayo nimechora sasa hivi. Sawa? So usije ukashangaa hiyo triangle ni gani. So x yetu ni hapa, q yetu ni hapa, na hapa ndo p yetu. Ama nimekosea. So q yetu si hapo. Q yetu yafaa iwe wapi? Sababu ukiweka haya, hapa ni P, hapa ni Q. Sawa? So AQ umeambiwa AQ, A mpaka Q ni 10.5 centimeters. So from A to Q ni 10.5 centimeter. So let's say if I imagine AX to be Y, your XQ will be 10.5 minus Y. Sawa? So AX tayari siwajua ni Y centimeter. So here QX itakuwa ni 10.5 minus Y. So zote za add up to Y. Add up to 10.5. So AB ni 2.5 na umeambiwa PQ ni 15 centimeter. So let's find out the linear scale factor. So usually I'll take PQ divided by AB, ama QP, whichever way. Acha niweke PQ whichever way I can write. So let me say QP divided by AB is just equal to AX divided by QX. It's just the same. So QP yetu ni 15 divided by 2.5 is equal to AX yetu ni Y divided by 10.5 minus Y. So umeona swali rahisi sana. So cross multiply sasa, hii multiply na hii na hii multiply na hii. So 2.5 times Y ni 2.5Y is equivalent to 15 times 10.5 times hiyo 10.5 minus Y. So 2.5, open up brackets, so 15 times 10.5. Chukua calculator yako, andika 157 kwa 157.5. So 157.5 minus 15 times Y, 15Y. So collect the like terms. And how do you collect it? Negative 15Y peleka kwa 2.5, therefore hapa itakuwa plus 15Y. So 2.5 plus 15Y is 17.5Y equal to 157.5 divided by 17.5 divided by 17.5. Y ni ngapi? 157.5 divided by 17.5. 17.5 ni 9. So Y equal to 9. Lakini swali imeuliza nini? Imeuliza find X. So ax tayari tunajua ni 9 because ax ni y. Bananas, mangoes lazima uwe specific. Yeah, naenda kwingine. Okay, nadhani tushamaliza section 1 for today. So don't forget, always subscribe to the channel. Also share it to your friends. And don't forget to look at our contents. Na usisahau pia nitatuma hizo videos za statistics too, which will also be live kama vile hii session yetu ya leo. So, statistics 2 na 1, and also for those ambao wafanya grade 8, I'll also start teaching you lessons, live lessons. So be tuned in. Na remember, live lessons za hizo nini grade 8 nini 7 is according to the textbook that you have. Sijui yaitwa KICD na ya hiyo KLB. So with that, I don't have much to say. I'll just greet you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.